Hey guys, so I just got an XP Pen 24 Pro. I think there's like artist in the name somewhere, but I can't remember that kind of thing. So I just installed the drivers and did one stroke to make sure that it was working. Literally just like a straight stroke like this. What? Oh. Um, and yeah, so now I'm just gonna play around and let you know what I think. Because basically I've been using a 50-pound tablet the whole time. Um, and pretty sure my pen was not like I did the nib incorrectly, so it was like all jiggly and stuff. So let's just go. This has all kinds of things, like it has like if you tip something to the side, it should be different than if you come down straight. So like tilt control. So what the hell? That's completely different. Like on the other one, I'm so uncontrolled. Like you'll see all my wild, crazy lines and stuff, right? This doesn't seem like that at all, actually. I wonder if any of these dials have like presets in them. Like, oh, that's zoom. This is rotate. What the hell does that mean? The screen feels a little weird, I'll be honest. Not when I'm drawing, just it's a little squeaky. Maybe that's because I removed the film, or yeah, that's probably it. I'll try adding the film back on. That is so smooth, it's crazy. I couldn't do that kind of thing. Like, how easy is that? That's crazy. Alright, so when people say there's no difference with your equipment, they're 100% lying. That's wonderful. Okay. That's actually not good. Because people were telling me like, "Oh no, it's never going to be your equipment. That's ridiculous." Are you kidding me? It's so much more accurate. I can actually select things like across, down, over, across. It's ridiculous. Yeah, now it's like actually doing art. It's I think the other one is like a little bit of a handicap, to be honest. Like you know, kind of like a step up from using a mouse to using a pen tablet, and then going from a pen tablet to like an actual screen. There is a difference. I'm seeing if this laminate thing goes back on, and then we'll see how it goes. Oh god, it's sticky. Electrostatic. Because I did try drawing on this thing before, and it was alright. Yeah, that feels better. Except, I didn't put it on correctly. How do you put this on correctly? That's so crazy difficult to do. How is it even possible? Okay, so if I go the exact thing there, then follow this angle exactly down to there. It said to take off the screen, so I was like, alright, maybe that's why the pen isn't working, but there's like 3 cables that you have to put on. Oh god. Please peel off the film and ready to go. Okay, well, I don't know, I'll get some other film or something. Or figure out how to use it. I don't know. Okay, so... what do we want to do? There's loads of screen to work with, right? I'm just testing like how light. It doesn't track everything. Oh, I can like hold the pencil back further and it goes much lighter. That's interesting. Because of more tilt. This is really fast how it tracks that. That's really cool. No, this is completely different. I'll be honest. It's not the same. So if I was like bothered by like line quality before, it's almost certainly to do with the tablet. Whoa. Ah, cool. And because this tablet's so big, I can use other techniques as well. So I have some techniques that I developed where I'm not just drawing with the shoulder muscles, I'm drawing also with like the hip muscles. So. Cool. Yeah, the lag isn't even that. Like compared to what I was using before, this is crisp. I think we can reduce the stabilization here. If we just take that off, let's see what happens. Okay, so maybe not completely off. So how much minimum stabilization do you need? Let's try 5. You can see these bumps here and here. The 5's too little. Go on there. One here and here. This might be good enough. 15. On a worse pad, I wouldn't ever go down to 15. It is a little bit laggy and wonky. If I like lean right in. It's a little bit to get used to actually. But to be honest, if I stop thinking, yeah, it's okay. I think I need something on the screen though. It makes a squeaky sound. It's not picking up like the lightest of my touches. It's tracking it though. So that means well, that has stabilization 6. Oh, that's so much better. Maybe I'll actually go to 20, just to be safe. For any sort of error. Kind of an interesting thing about drawing on one of these screens is it's actually visible what grip you're using. Like you can actually see the grip that you use. These are all like one pressure setting though. So I've got to change like some pressure settings and stuff. I have to press pretty hard to get that darkest line. Okay, let's try and draw something simple like, I don't know, smiley face. Dopey face. I think I need to lean my hand up against it more. Because if your hand, like the palm, like the base of your hand is sort of sitting off the screen, you can't do. I'm just kind of like coordinating myself here. Lag's a little annoying. Alright, let's use my pens. Soft brush. And it's quite obvious. I'll need to like change these dials so that like okay. And it is a little bit to get used to, but it's okay. Let's try this pen. Whew. Slowly getting used to it. Takes a little bit. It does take a little bit to get used to it. You know what would be cool is like to actually do a study of something. You know what I'll do? On my other screen, I'll set up a thing of fabric. Whoop. All right. I don't imagine this will work particularly well. Get rid of this. Can that just go away? There we go. Okay, so fabric. We've got... Oh, that's way too big. I've obviously got this at the wrong rotation. I wonder if I can just put it on my lap. Come on, you big thing. Okay. Maybe not quite. It's really heavy. And I've got to take my jacket off. I'm going to be scratching it up. Okay. Woo! I'm such a uncivilized person. Oh no, what just happened? Wonder if it's still recording now. Yeah, still is. Good. Okay. I need like a forearm protector for something this big. Not just a glove. I'm just copying the one over here on the left. Like this is super square, like ratios wise. And then it's like 2 squares. So like, there you go. Again, a little bit in, and then got some sort of thing out this way. It's not gonna matter. And stuff there. Okay, so... Right. Something coming off the neck. It's just down. I'm not trying to copy it exactly, just very loose. do have to account for some parallax when it's on my arm like this. Like when I'm looking from underneath. That's something to get used to. That lag too. I mean, it's quicker than the other one, but it's also slower in a different way. It's hard to describe. Like some things are just like way more intuitive. Other things, I think I have to get used to a little bit. Like this thing here that I just did, that was meant to be like a little bit higher, but it's lower because of this. Maybe I just need to do some calibrations on it and then set it up for what angle I actually want to be doing it from. I'm not sure if me leaning on it is going to press stuff. No, it doesn't, so that seems okay. Oh, I just figured something out about fabric is, and this is going to sound super obvious, layers. So you'll have one layer like this, right? And then you'll just have another layer just underneath. You could be emphasizing that this is happening, where then it rolls over to here or something. This is secretly hidden there, but you're just like, oh, okay, so you know, here we go, front layer, back layer, third layer, and that seems to be like a rule of fabric here, at least how they're representing it, because they're not representing it exactly true to life. The Romans are stylizing fabric in all their artworks and stuff, which is kind of one of the most fascinating things about like drawing is just, and painting is like the Roman influence. You're like, oh, okay, so the Romans influenced things like this and this, like influencing fashion and clothing, and you might think like, nah, they didn't, like all they wore was robes. And you might think they only wear robes, but cloth has like all these interesting properties to it that then you bring to everything else, and then you're like, oh, okay. So like design shapes in cloth then influence design shapes in like armor. Like this is a layer over, like this is going to be a layer over, and then there's going to be a layer under, coming over under like this. And then like there's a plane change, like it just goes different angle, and then comes across, I don't know. And then this becomes like a upper layer thing. There's like a shadow dropped underneath it. Yeah, that parallax thing. I've got to calibrate this tablet a bit, but that's okay. I can do that. I think it's interesting that they do these half pipe folds, these kind of like wavy pipe folds. That's cool. I'm just adding in another layer because why not? Alright, cool. There also seem to be these kinds of shapes, these diamond shapes. Like those shapes exist quite a bit as well. Like for example, here, this is a diamond shape. Like, do this. And then, I don't know, something like this. And then maybe you put in like a parabola. Maybe you curve it a bit. Like these things happen in Fabric. That's just like interesting. Like a cuff. Like say you've got someone's arm, right? You put like a cuff on it, like this. And say this is the hand. You do this design instead of just or whatever. And then all of a sudden you've got more of a fabric-y kind of look just because of that design. And this is like a design that people use for like whatever. For fashion or whatnot. And now I kind of know why. They also do it the other way. So you might have a hand this way and up this way. This way. Might have a tight thing here and then like this and just this. Like a gauntlet or a vambrace or something like that. Where they'll do this reverse version or that version. So you've got a leg. And you might have something that comes from the knee or whatever, but then it might come out. And then you might do this and then this. So you've got more of a flare at the bottom, and you could potentially have a different thing where you have the opposite. You have a foot, it goes up, And then you could have it just taper in. But then, I don't know, do something like that. I don't know. Maybe. There's going to be something along those lines. So, going over here. Oh, I kind of noticed something that I like about this already. Is that I can think about it separately in separate quarters. So I can think about something in this quarter, think about something in this quarter, and then think about something in this quarter. And so I can have 4 different thought processes and then have like my central point here, and then I can push off to the left and to the right, and I can just use my hand to like slide my mind over into different positions. That's good. So that's a good thing for this big monitor, is it's essentially 4 different monitors. 4 different drawing monitors. Using them simultaneously. So that's quite nice. Let's go here and pick a soft brush. Okay, smaller, please. I'm not going to be very accurate here because I got the wrong size brush on it. Which is, yeah, totally my fault, but whatever. It's a little bit guessworky, but not too guessworky. It's okay. Like I'm gonna have to like figure out the parallax a little bit and then practice it a little bit and get a bit more of an idea of it. There's also another kind of like wavy shape. Let me show you. There's another kind of this kind of shape. Like long and then sort of a bump. No, long and then over. A short S? Oh, come on. Like this, that's the shape. That's the shape I wanted. Like it goes long and then it's just a little S like that. That seems to be common. Overall though, yeah, it feels pretty good, feels pretty intuitive. Is it an upgrade? Absolutely. Absolutely an upgrade. Not using the reference anymore, just kind of going with the flow. Interesting. That's cool. I like it. I don't understand completely everything, but I do like it. It's a little bit of grittiness that causes it to bump. I think I do need some sort of cover on it. Wonder what happens if I take off my glove. See how it feels then. Jeez, that's really sticky. It's better to have the glove. I don't usually wear a glove, but for this I think it's much better to wear a glove. This is the center. You come off here, and then you've got stuff that you can draw over here. And there's stuff up here, which you can draw up here and along here. And you got stuff up here, here, and down over here. I just got to be a bit sweepier, because I think if I'm like very small, if I'm very small when I do things, it doesn't pick it up, but if I sweep a little bit more, it picks it up well. So I think it doesn't pick up super small motions, but it picks up just even that much more, versus this. It's not going to pick up things like this small. So well, you have to kind of like sweep and slow it down a little bit for it to catch it. I think that's the play here. So just dropping my speed a little bit when it's closer in. That's all. think I can be a bit more free, like stylizing things, because there is a degree of accuracy that comes with this tablet that's a little bit better. It's also much looser than paper. So paper is very tacky. So the looseness, the frictionlessness of the surface is actually a feature. So there's a bit more feel you can get. Of the three-dimensionality and stuff, just by playing with it this way. That's interesting. Like that looks like someone's completely horrified, but that's fine. Maybe he's just really tired. Like he's gone on a long plane trip, had 3 delays, and they're telling him that, you know, the next flight is tomorrow at 2 a.m. in the morning when he hasn't slept. And he's just like, you telling me what now? Why? And just sort of begrudgingly accepting it. Begrudgingly accepting it. Oh, here's something I should show. Is I did look at some hairdressing the other day, and so okay. So I think the main strategy here is to use the sides for like side ideas, and then to use the center for like the drawing. Seems to be the most comfortable. If you're too far up, it uses like your forearm gets on the screen. So sort of down here where my arm is on the armrest and sort of on my armrest is good. Okay, anyways, so someone's head. Let's say they're facing this way. You got this fringe area. What they do is apparently the top point here comes down in a triangle. Comes down to the point, you know those kind of like where you start balding? Yeah, basically that part where it turns. This is all classified as fringe. All of that. And then what do they do? And then I think it's like this is the top. So like all the way around the back, all the way to here is the top. And then down here to the ear, right? You've got like this ear. There's, I don't know, I think there's like more hair. It goes in front. And I think it's to here. Like there's something like this. Oh my god. And then there's like back there, and then there's this bottom part. I don't know. I'm getting it totally wrong. So from the back, they usually have like 3 sections. Here's bottom section. This bottom section. Or whatever, and then this section. And then the top is where most of the volume comes from. So that's from the back of someone's head. Like here, I believe this second one is like that ridge at the back of the neck. So like the jaw would be starting like there, and then anyways, and the neck would be coming. I don't know if you can see that or tell what's going on. I can't. So someone's head, they have like this triangular thing. Triangular part is the fringe. And then the rest of it is just the top. And then you got these sides. I think it goes to the back of the ear. And then you got the back. And then there's like another back thing, but it's smaller. So you'd have like your ear here. And this hair, it'll cut sort of cut the same length or whatever. There's going to be more volume to that, isn't there? Because there is. And the top. And then you're going to have the back, whatever the back does. So I think the way that hairdressers do it kind of makes a lot of sense for how to separate it rather than the little cubes I did. But the little cubes kind of make a lot of sense too. Little cubes make sense. Like you have the sphere, the head, and like your ear or whatever, and then you take like a little cube, and then you take a little cube, and then you take a little cube. All makes sense, but I think you can just scale it up. Oh yay, it's telling me to stop and do work. Okay, fine. I'll do that in 10 minutes. Okay, so instead of doing that, you can just say, all right, top of the head creates a triangle, bang, and that triangle is going to be your fringe. and you're going to split that into 2. You could split it into 3, whatever. And often something that they do in hairdressing is like they create like these concave lines. So, for example, they'll be cutting the fringe or whatever, and they'll cut it in a concave line so that you get this tapering around the face rather than whatever. And I thought that was interesting because, say, you're drawing someone's face, a very easy design is just create a concave, and then different ones, you just have them on different lines. So you could have like this central sort of part here, whatever, and maybe this comes back. Maybe this bends in. I don't know. Like whatever you're doing with that hair. You've created that concavity, which creates that like little bit of style. Like they won't do it just flat across, they do it in a concave. And it's similar for the back. If they'll cut the back, they might cut the back hair with something like this so that it becomes a bob. So that you've got longer hair on this outside part than on the back part, which is really cool. Because like, what's the point of this thing? Like most people might like maybe do it the opposite way and have it longer, which is also another style. Or you could have it like, do like this, where it's like shorter around there, and then it gets like long, and then it comes back up and around like that, and you could have like hairstyles that do that. So there's that. And there's something I thought was super interesting called texture. So you might take a strip of hair, right? You take a strip of hair, and they'll cut it like this. Or whatever. So there's like these little nicks in it like this, so that there's a much softer end that is more likely to like whip because it's not as dense. So it'll have like texture at the ends. So instead of like, whoa, here's our hair strands, which then, you know, we just end as a ribbon or whatever. You could do that. But maybe you want to come off and then you want to like flick a little something in there and a little something like that. I don't know. So there's texture at the ends of the hair. Or maybe you want like a bit more texture coming up. So texture is actually a thing that they try to put into hair. So I thought, oh, that's interesting. This is actually pretty flowy. I don't mind it. It actually feels pretty luxurious to have this much space. Very luxurious, actually. Like I can do things relatively fast and sweepy. And my hand gets a rest. It's alright. I like this bottom left corner because I'm left-handed. I like this corner. And I like the center. Probably my two faves. Probably up here as well. I'm probably going to like as well. But for different reasons. And then this is probably going to be a reference corner or something. And down here, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. But I'll do something with that. Yeah, it seems cool. I like really like this. It's much harder to go dark if you don't tilt the pen directly above, which is kind of cool. Because you can do stuff like that. I'm gonna have to activate like the touch settings as well, like tap settings, so I can use my fingers to paint. I don't think it can finger paint. I don't know, maybe it can. It's very slick, very mobile. I like it. Yeah, now I'm starting to get used to it. There we go. Yeah, it's quite, you got to press quite a bit harder, but instead of pressing harder with like your fingers, you got to press harder with the weight of your hand. Like you just got to have a heavy hand. Like you got to be able to like force through the screen with like a heavy hand. That's probably going to grind down the nib quite a bit. I'll improve the sensitivity though so that that doesn't have to happen. But it's quite cool. All right, there we go. Tested it out. I like it. Is it a significant improvement? Well, yes, by a long way. I would say probably 3 times improvement wise, like, which is a lot. Like just to be able to do it. Like look at how easy it is to do consistent lines. Look at how easy that is. It's because it's slick, slicker than paper, but almost as accurate as you'd want to do with paper anyway. So this is gonna like improve my stroke work quite a bit, which I like. So that's it, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and take care and have fun.